Hey, what's up guys? Mike Locke here. Thanks for tuning into this video blog. Now, in this video, what I want to talk about is how much coding experience does a web designer need to be successful as a web designer? Okay, the short answer is the only coding experience that I believe, based on my experience, that you need as a web designer is basic HTML and CSS. Okay, with that foundation, you can do many things. You can do 95% of the things that a web designer needs to do in terms of coding. Now, this topic came up because I get a lot of emails from people, aspiring web designers, wanting to get into the business of web design, and in their emails, they mentioned to me that they're studying JavaScript, or they're just now learning PHP. They're learning all these different things. Now, if you know basic PHP or JavaScript, God bless you, continue doing what you're doing, but it's not required as a web designer. And because what happens is, a web designer, you need to focus, my advice is you need to focus much more on the UI and the visual design sort of skills, because with those skills, that's going to get you further in web design, okay? And what you'll notice, and I didn't know this until I advanced in my career, is that outside of the freelance world, where you actually need to do it all, you need to know how to do visual UI design, you need to know how to code your own websites, etc. But when you get further in your career in terms of the professional, like commercial arena, like where, you know, working for large tech companies, agencies, startups, they tend to split those skill sets out in different groups. Okay, for agencies, startups, and tech companies, you have web developers. Those guys are the ones, the programmers. They are the experts in JavaScript, coding, all that sorts of stuff. Then you have the UI designers, and those are the web designers. Those are the people who are good at visual UI designs. And what we do in the last like 4 to 5 years that I've been working, Fox, Yahoo, I don't do any coding at all, and they don't need me to code. What they want me to do is focus on user experience, UI design, and then I hand off my mock-ups to the web developers, the experts, and those guys will do the rest. Now, the one thing that I want to give advice on is that if you try to focus too much on JavaScript and learning PHP and then learning web design and stuff like that, what you're going to do is you're going to spread yourself really thin, because there's so much to learn in both areas. What I think you should do is just pick one. Choose which one that excites you more, that you really love to do. If you love to code, then you need to focus head deep on web development. Okay, this is different than web design. Web development is strictly, you know, hardcore JavaScript, you know, HTML, CSS, all the advanced techniques and stuff like that in that area. Whereas UI design is learning top-notch, pixel-perfect visual design skills and pixel-perfect, you know, user experience knowledge and understanding of building really tight interfaces. So they're two separate things in a sense when you advance in your career. But early on, as a freelance designer, if you're wanting to grow your web design business and continue to do websites for people, you need to know basic HTML and CSS. Besides that, all these different things, jQuery, JavaScript, and all that stuff, you can just use the services from web developers who have built components for you. You can go out there and get third-party components and just plug them into your site, okay? And so with my knowledge, I don't know any JavaScript, I don't know any PHP, but with my basic knowledge of HTML and CSS, I'm able to modify, customize WordPress blogs. What I do is I work around the PHP code, and I do stuff like that. And whenever I need to use a JavaScript thing on my website, I'll go to that free resource and just follow the instructions. Step 1, plug this into the header. Step 2, add this code to your body. And without knowing the logic behind what's going on with JavaScript, I can focus head deep into perfecting my UI design skills, and that's what made me successful in today, because all the job requests or all the job proposals and offers that I get on a weekly basis is not because of my simple knowledge of HTML. They want people who are great at one particular thing, and I do UI design pretty well, and that's what people want. So my advice to you is, if you're out there looking to grow, choose a field. You know, if web design and UI design is your skill of choice or your profession of choice, focus more so on that area and leave the coding to the web developers, okay? I would say more so be 95% deep into UI design and 5% into just knowing basic HTML and CSS, and that's going to get you further. All right, so I know there's more to talk about on this topic, but if you have comments and feedback, please leave the comments below and shoot me an email. I'll be happy to explain further in terms of what I mean. But thanks for watching, and we'll talk soon.